This is Sharing Gladness. Yes, you heard it. This is Sharing Gladness, and we are welcoming you to a new show, a new opportunity to share with you all the joy of the Lord, the happiness, the encouragement, the positive thinking,
etc.,
etc., etc. This is Uzi Pinto. Olga, welcome.
Thank you.
Amen. Sarita, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, it is a privilege always to have this variety of points of view and different thinking and ages and children and not children. Okay.
Divorcement.
But it is wonderful. It is always wonderful to be able to have this moment, this space, just to, let's say, laugh, to share anecdotes, to share something positive and something that will enrich our lives so that we can be, or that we can live a better life. Welcome everybody around the world. We greet our beloved followers, they who are always tuned to this program and also watching this program. Remember that we are uploading every Thursday this program in video to our fan page, Word of Inspiration International Ministries, and as well as our YouTube channel, which is Concordia Church. You can find this program and the other ones. We have had many different guests as Pastor Pastor Samuel.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He will be one of our guests.
Yeah.
Soon, probably.
Sooner than
Depending
later.
on his agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is quite the
tight.
Yeah,
but
difficult.
I think we can.
Well, I believe that we will have him here and we will have a lot of fun because he has been our mentor and he always encourages us. Please smile, please be energetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know because, well, we hold the meetings out there and he is always paying attention to what everything we do, how we say, how we smile. And it is wonderful to having him here. And so, well, let's wait. For today, well, we would like to get straight to the point. And I think, Sister Olga, I said it. Olga, you have something for us.
Well, you know that we are constantly moved or experiencing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having different situations
Correct.
in which we feel emotions and feelings.
All the time.
But do you know what is the difference between an emotion and a feeling? Can you try?
Emotion and feeling.
Or do you think both of them are the same?
That is tricky, right?
Yeah, it's tricky, but maybe I would think it could
How is
be
that?
the time it lasts, maybe how long,
Oh, an emotion could be just
more
short, like-
spontaneous and short, maybe.
Yeah, you
And
are
that feeling is
going.
something that we keep inside.
You are in the right path.
okay. Well, I didn't say it. It was Sarah. I didn't say it.
Thank you.
Well, an emotion, you know, every human feels
We
an
have.
emotion, yes. It's a result that can cause a feeling.
Oh.
So usually
So
emotions
it
come
triggers.
first.
It triggers.
Oh, okay.
That's
feelings.
right. That's
Oh,
right.
wow.
That's why an emotion lasts for a short time. Yeah?
Okay.
Yes, it is short. It causes most often spontaneous, like Sarita said. And a person who feels an emotion will face other impulses and even sudden reactions, right?
Okay. More along the way.
Right. On the contrary, a feeling occurs due to the persisted feeling.
Okay.
So when,
Persistent
emotion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the feeling is produced by constantly feeling something.
When you have an emotion that you maybe don't control or that you let the emotion flow, then
Okay.
it can become a feeling.
All right.
So that's why a feeling lasts for a longer time period.
Okay.
And it causes some things that are more rooted, that
Got it.
are more permanent.
Okay.
That's why a feeling is more intense and deeper.
Okay.
So concerning that,
What is the question?
how important
us.
is to take into account
Living.
emotions and feelings?
But can we
How-
have like examples of some
Yeah.
emotions and
Please.
some feelings?
Yeah, for example, an
The dog-
emotion
the dog.
can be anger.
Emotion.
Because
anger.
of something external happened, you immediately felt the anger. But if you don't control it, if you don't work on it, it can become in hate.
Oh.
So
Hate is a
hatred
feeling.
will come, and then you feel that.
So I guess bitterness also is a feeling.
Oh. Happiness is a feeling.
Is it?
So that's why we are trying to bring today this to the table.
Right.
Because we usually experience that.
All the time.
Yeah, all the days, every day
Every
we
single day.
have that experience with different emotions.
Correct.
But if we don't pay attention to them, and it is something permanent because of everything, because you're late, you feel,
Anxiety.
yeah.
Some people could feel
Or-
frustrated, irritated. Some people would feel sad,
Guilty.
guilty.
Right,
It
but
depends.
But because of everything, you might experience the same things, the same
Correct.
emotions, and you don't control them, you don't work on them, then you can become a bitter person. So that's something that is very dangerous and risky.
Correct.
The other day, I saw a man that is close to my family, and he gets really, really mad because usually different people park in front of
the
the building
gate?
he lives. But instead of breathing and
Try to find their
to be
driver,
patient,
yeah.
he comes out and he starts shouting and cursing. And the other day he was about to get entangled in a fight with another man. So the other day I had the opportunity to talk to him. Hey, be careful. It can be dangerous for you.
You know
don't
what?
need
My
to
daddy
go that far.
My daddy used to say, don't go around life, finding fights, like trying to get entangled in fights, because anytime you can be even killed.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Sometimes we see, for example, a fight on the street or something.
And we stay there.
And the impulse, well, sometimes it's like I have to
stop it, to try to
stop it, but it's also
dangerous.
dangerous.
Risky, of course. Yes,
But it's
the human
so
the human feeling,
hard.
like you don't want to see that. You don't want
It's
people to
terrible.
harm them.
For me,
Uh-huh.
I'm so nervous. Like I cannot hear like people fighting.
Jeez.
If it's just shouting, I start getting nervous, and I start like sometimes I go into shock or something
Oh,
like
Lord.
that. And if I see them fighting,
Worse.
like it's worse.
Yeah.
So it's so hard. I don't know, for a man, for example, for me to see a man there standing and another man is hitting a woman or something. For me, it's like too
Oh,
much.
no. That is terrible. Yeah. Well, I have seen that probably on videos, because internet is full of them. And you feel like, wow, I would like to avoid, like to stop, to not have to see and experience
Yes.
this.
So you experience that emotion on that moment, right? It's like rage. It's like so
Right.
many things.
So today we would like to talk a little bit about how to control those emotions, how to manage that information or those external stimuli that produce all that in ourselves. Another
Yes.
example, you know that because of social networks, media, we receive a lot of information, and sometimes people have the good intentions
And
to
even
broadcast everything
every
they
single
find,
movement.
even poor animals that they
Being
are in
harmed,
a very
yeah.
terrible
I
condition.
cannot watch that. It's
That's-
I
That's
don't
my
watch the
point.
news. That's why we have Sharing Gladness.
Yes.
Because the local news and the international news are,
Full of negative and
informing and
yeah.
broadcasting the bombings, the attacks. I like my organism is not fit
It
for
rejects.
And
rejects
you know
that.
that's
I
very
get sick.
wise. That's very wise, and that's one of the things we
The
would
advice?
like to tell, our listeners and viewers.
Correct.
If you know yourself and you know that that picture, that video, that comment will affect you, please don't read that. Don't watch
Yeah,
that video.
stay
Don't
away.
stay there, because you know at the beginning, oh, this is gonna end terrible,
Yeah.
in a terrible way. So stop it. pause it. Go and find something
Different,
nice,
more relaxing.
that may lift up your
Yep.
spirit.
Yep, definitely.
Because it happens. It usually happens. The
Okay.
other day I was also downtown trying to meet my mom and sister, and then on a corner there were two men fighting, and they were about to, start kicking
punching
them.
them.
Yeah, that's right.
Got
And
it.
everybody got there. So some people
People
excited
like
about
that.
Yeah,
Like,
But
hit him,
let's
beat
let's
him.
be honest. We human beings, we have a kind of part in ourselves. Not everybody. You like to see that. Like,
No.
is he going to beat him? He's going to take out the knife or the machete.
No, wow,
What?
that's terrible. In my case, I felt so sorry for them, and I thought of their families, their wives, their children. All of a sudden, I said, "No, come on, don't do that. You
Yeah.
don't need to do it."
Yeah.
But then I started to think in something different, about something different, because I didn't want to be affected, like you said. Sometimes a song. There are
Yes.
different types of songs. And
Oh,
Music
we're
always
changing.
helps
Okay.
me.
yeah.
And music influences a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Now emotions.
Your
and
mood,
feelings. Yeah, the mood.
So you have the power to control what you are going to receive. You don't have to receive everything the world or people
Yeah.
wants to give
Yeah.
you.
To give you as an input. The other day, I was given this example, like our brain or our mind is an airport where everything comes, but you decide what to stay and what to reject, what to just send off, like, and many times, and not only with thoughts, but as you say, emotions and people trying to probably make you feel sad or push you to,
To fight or something.
Exactly. So we are the ones deciding if we're going to let that happen.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or to stay there, because like Sarita said, there are emotions that are spontaneous.
Okay.
You don't have much time to think how I'm going to react, right? It happens.
Speaking about reactions, the other day Sammy told us when he was younger, Sammy Jr., he said, I was going to be robbed. I mean, a robber came to me. I was going to be stolen. And my reaction was to say, why do you do that? Don't do it. You are not doing the right thing. Go away. And the thief just left.
He felt so scolded.
That is a dangerous reaction.
Yeah.
But it worked.
But you never know. You
Yeah.
can plan, you can think, but when the happening occurs,
so
is that
funny.
you will know.
That
People
was
is
so
always
funny.
asking questions like, what would you do if your wife dies one day? And I say, like, I
No.
cannot answer that.
Because I don't know
It's
how I'm
totally
going to react.
different when you are in a different
the
position
situation.
and you say, I would do this and that. That's easy. It's totally different when you live something.
Exactly.
You're in the
Exactly.
circumstance. So
Sometimes
Yes.
we ourselves, we don't even know how we're going to react.
no, we
that's
don't.
right.
We don't know.
I discovered that I'm not so much like doing things when something like sudden happens that is frightening. I am in shock.
Like you don't
Okay.
shout, you don't beat, you don't
I just
You remain
Punch.
still, quiet.
Some people they shout, some people they just stand there, stretch their head and punch.
I usually do the opposite. When something happens, maybe an accident or things like that, I want to do something immediately. And after I am doing...
What am I doing?
Yeah, why?
Oh, why
Am I doing the right
I
thing?
was very fast, yeah.
in some situations, there is an advantage of being like that
Depending on
fast
the
and quick
situation.
to
Yeah.
react, but not in others.
Like
Once
you-
we
you
were
get
in
Frozen.
in the border with Colombia with Venezuela, and some brethren who lived there invited us to a restaurant
Yeah.
to eat some seafood. I don't remember what was it, and it was sort of empty.
Got it.
So we were sitting and talking, waiting for the food to be served. and a man comes in this truck, like in this Jeep,
Uh-huh.
with very, very big tires. He was drunk and he was driving it.
How is
And
this?
he came driving and he continued driving. We
And
say,
got-
oh, he's going to park in front. No, he was like going
Inside the
Moving
restaurant.
inside the
Forward.
restaurant, which was not so big.
Excuse me?
And he was like saying things and calling the man like it
The
was the
owner?
owner. And he was very drunk.
Oh,
so
goodness.
what he did was, because the
Tires
tires were
is so
so big
big.
and it was a Jeep, he
Impulse, like gas it, like
yes, he accelerated and it went inside the restaurant and he
How in the
crushed like
world?
all the
Wow.
tables,
tables and
chairs,
the
even
glass
customers.
just, it was all
Broke,
broken.
How
And
in the
he
world?
took out a gun. Like
Jeez.
he did that, and
So you
everybody
were you were in
stood
shock.
up.
Sarita was like,
My dad, my mom, my brother, Oscar, the brethren. I don't know when.
How
Like
in
they
the
stood up
world?
and they ran outside.
the corner, around the corner.
And
by
you
the wall.
stood there.
I stood like this in the back of the, against the wall,
Are you kidding?
and I was like this.
He's gonna kill me. He's gonna go
But
on me.
I don't think, I don't like
Right.
do anything.
Uh-huh.
And after, when they were all outside and they were like, what is this? What is happening? They were all like, we
Where
are
is-
okay.
Where is Sarah?
Where is Sarah? And I always like blame them and make jokes that they would leave me there to die.
Didn't care.
Well, those
What
are
an anecdote!
yeah,
My goodness.
those are examples of how we can react
Yeah.
in different ways depending
was
on
fear.
our
I was so
personality
frightened.
and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
situation. We will react in different ways.
Yeah, it depends, of course, in our character or even way of being. Sarita.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Now, you said something about the music, changing a little bit about, wrath and anger and hatred. But what about the million question when you getting married? It is not emotion, or is it a feeling?
But
Because
you're
many
speaking
young people.
about the wedding ceremony?
No.
or-
When you're
okay.
going to decide who you're marrying. Yes, because
That's a
many
feeling,
times,
I believe.
many times we're told, do not be deceived by your emotions. It can be just for a moment or a period of time. Then you will just say like, "Oh, I don't feel the same," or
Yeah,
So-
that's right.
I
So
think
how
that when
do-
you first meet a person, it could be emotion, like when you have not seen that person, and I don't know, maybe a young boy sees a new girl come to church and he like feels like excitement and she's beautiful,
Yeah.
and he greets her and he feels like so nervous.
like
Like
thunders,
something-
Power and
emotions.
energy running.
that she
220
produces
volts.
in him, yeah. But then after, maybe they become friends and they start, speaking about different things, and it comes down. Now it becomes like a feeling.
Yeah.
That's why, the advice is not. You see someone online and just you're speaking for some days and you say you're in love and we're going to
Yeah.
get married. That's risky.
It is. We don't know. We don't get to know very well. I'm not saying that in the period of time where you get to know a person, you do it completely, because that's a lie.
You never do.
No.
We
That's
try
right.
and we never
No.
know a person
Let's be-
completely.
Yeah, because we will not show exactly who we are.
Yeah.
And there are things that we keep for ourselves.
Exactly,
always.
exactly. So this feeling could deceive us. Now, what should be the right way to not let our emotions rule us?
Well, something that our pastor usually says is that you shouldn't make decisions based only on what you
Feel.
Think that
feel
you
in
feel.
that moment,
Uh-huh.
right? Because sometimes you will get excited about something that happened. Oh, I got a new job and my salary is going to be wonderful, a huge salary. So now let's go tonight out. Let's
Celebrate.
go to a very expensive restaurant to
Ouch.
celebrate. and then all
I'm
your
sorry,
salary
no.
will be invested in paying for that
Yeah.
invitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something tricky.
It
Of
is, and
course.
it can be.
Yeah, that's why you need to think carefully
Correct.
things before you make any decision. But when you don't have time to think a lot about it, like the situations we were talking before,
Sarah against the wall.
then yeah, after that first reaction, you need to remember that you need to think about what is happening, and should I stay here? Should I move on? Should I do this? Should I do that? Don't let that feeling, that thing that you are feeling right away, to take the control of your thoughts or
And the
of
decisions you're
your
going to make.
beliefs. Right.
Correct.
That's very important.
Well, I don't want to get into the topic, but I would like just to mention, because it has to do with the reaction, and it is whenever we have a conflict, there are different ways people react and try to solve these differences. We are human beings and we think differently, we give our opinion, etc. The thing is that when sometimes we don't agree, when you have a different point of view, and I have, of course, an opposite one, then I say, you're wrong, I am right. And we start pushing the other person to believe what I believe and to do what I do. And we start, triggering so many things, even to the point that we don't realize the person next to us, or the one who we are, let's say, fighting against, is our relative, our best friend. And I was watching a video, and one of the advices was, think about if that person or the relationship is like it will last, because an argument can be temporary, but the person will stick around, and you don't want to just lose that friendship or lose that friend or lose that relative, and you will have to see her every day.
Then
That's
it's
right.
very
So we have to
sad.
measure if it is
Yes.
convenient. If not, just try always to come to I have heard this from from Olga, and it is always come to the solution. Don't go around.
Yes, please.
It's so sad, for
Come to
example,
the
to
solution.
see a brother who doesn't speak to a sister, and they are already grown up, and
Yep.
because of something, a
That happened.
difference in something, that's sad.
That's
Yeah.
right. My
That is
po-
immature.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
my point is, it is normal if once you felt, wow,
The
flags
flags.
are falling down. It is normal if one day you felt angry against somebody or because of a specific situation that happened. That's normal.
Correct.
Feel free to feel those things.
No
but
problem.
don't stay there.
Yes.
That's the point for today. Don't stay there, and don't take the situation too personal that you
Exactly.
don't want
That was
to
another one.
continue talking to the person.
take
You don't want
too
to greet the
personal.
person
And end up
again.
in feelings like hatred, bitterness.
Yeah.
They start to grow and root in your
And
heart.
they grow. It's literally like roots and plants.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can feel it.
Yeah, you water it.
inside.
The last thing, because we're running out of time.
Oh, really?
Yes. The thing is, once I heard you saying or talking to another person, and this person was saying, but I was right. I did it right. I mean, I was not my mistake. And so you told the person, don't worry. It's okay. I mean, yes, I know you were right. Now, the person probably didn't do it on purpose. So we don't want to make that person feel bad, and or just to overcome that easily
Yeah,
and let it go.
happens. It
Let
happens.
it
So don't
go.
focus on making yourself appear like you were right. You had the reason, but just let it go. And if you do that, then solution will come.
And it feels like a weight is lifted from your
Yes.
shoulders. Have you felt that
Oh,
sensation?
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's wonderful. Do it because of you. Even
Yes.
if you think that the other person, doesn't understand the situation properly or is not behaving as you like to, don't worry.
Yep.
Do it for your mental health.
Yeah, don't concern about it. And well, we we have just 1 minute to dismiss, but we would like to remind our listeners that emotions and feelings, they are something we experience every day, and we need to start learning how to control, how to be
Manage, yes.
mature
To
enough.
overcome
Exactly.
the negative ones
That
and
is
to
going
stay
to-
with the positive.
Exactly, that is going to help us grow as a person, as a Christian, as whoever you are.
Yeah.
So definitely, thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you, Olga. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
You're
It
always
was my pleasure.
you are always bringing these nice topics for our listeners and for us as well, right?
Yeah, we are learning as well.
We will never stop learning. Well, this was Sharing Gladness. We hope that you have enjoyed, that you have learned, and we wait for you in the next program. May God bless you all.